So we're about ready to get underway here then. Dean Smith is the referee, Sam Motton and Matt Rose the linesman. So it's an all-Welsh team tonight, John, manning the game. Face-off is won by the Storm. It was won there by Heatley and goes back straight to Swindlehurst on D. Shot comes in. We're going to get an early call here though, and it's going to be Joey Haddad who's going to sit for two. Early power play chance for the Storm, and that's just what they wanted really, John, because it gives them a chance to try and get some momentum going early.
Absolutely. Interestingly, as you say, Paul Swindlehurst back on D there, and he was the one who was tripped by Joey Haddad. Joey Haddad trying to get a fast start. It was noticeable again last night. The Devils were slow coming out of the box. Again, another problem. It seemed that they'd rectified over the 8-game winning streak, but last night again they were a slow start, and Joey Haddad tries to set momentum, but he takes the penalty.
Storm go on the power play then, and they look to work something here with Varley there on the blue line. Johnson is out there with him, and the puck is over the far side right now though. Sent across, and it just bobbles there and bounces. Will allow Joey Martin to skate clear at pace. Jake Morissette goes too, and Andrew Hoffman jumps right into the play there. In the end, it'll get dumped in by Martin, and both the forwards on this kill will make a change for the Cardiff Devils. Here's Trabucco, goes cross-ice pass. Nice play there just to get inside. Might be a chance there. Backdoor try, and it was Mark Richardson with a nice stick just to get in the way there. Johnson will send that one around. It's now along the boards. Back with Johnson though on the point. Trabucco out there. Manchester with a lot of their big players. The Storm look to go to work. Fired in again. Good save there it was, and we get a whistle, and the Storm will get an offensive zone face-off with 1:15 left on this power play opportunity.
Al, really impressed by number 73, Matt Bissonette there. He's a 6'4" forward who carries the puck with grace and with speed, and he gained the zone and was looking to play off Trabucco. Have a look out for him. He's got a good points return in Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. He played the last couple of years, I believe, in France, and he's a playmaker who puts good assists on the board, but he looked impressive there, size and speed.
Paul Phillips has it now, walking inside. He's got some help there from the new signing, Nardo Nagtam. Nagtam getting time straight away on this power play for the Manchester Storm. As they get their second unit out on the ice. The Devils too have Josh Batch and Mark Lewis out there. Two big bodies there, and Lewis does well, and David Bryant will come away with it, the ex-NHLer who's out there with Chris Culligan, two of the best defensive two-way forwards in the league. As Phillips there will look to make a move and just calm things down. 40 seconds left on this power play.
And Nagsam just fighting that puck a little bit there. Probably the better move would be get it deep again, go back around the goal and try and get a cycle and a setup. But just fighting that puck, but of course very new in the country. Only arrived, I think, on Thursday, Al.
Handling the puck is Philip Spanswick, who does get the start ahead of Mike Clemente tonight. Would have been 3-3 for Clemente, and we know how important he is for Manchester Storm, and he just gets a bit of a break tonight in a game which the Storm are certain to qualify from, and it's a good opportunity for Spanswick to get out there. And we've seen how good Thomas Murdy has been for the Cardiff Devils in relief of Ben Bounds, and so Spanswick will get that opportunity too tonight. Lane Ulmer has the puck now, but there's going to be a call on the play here, so Bounds will go to the bench and we'll go 5-on-5, but it's turned over straight away, and we'll get a bit of 4-on-4 hockey now. And actually the Devils just came back to full strength then too, so it's going to be straight away a power play for the Devils. Yeah,
it's going to be a holding call on number 71 there, Mark Heatley. Just got caught on the boards. His feet weren't going, and the Devils player was, so he just had to clutch and grab a little bit, and the Devils now will go on a 2-minute power play. Can I just say, as a fan of history and retro looks, I'm loving this Manchester Storm kit, really going right back to the 1990s and the launch of the original Storm. It looks great on him.
Devils go D to D there. It's Haddad getting some time here on the point, so we are seeing a little bit of a change-up from Andrew Law, John, as you suggested might happen. Now walking in is Fournier, had a goal last night in Belfast to tie things up before the Giants went ahead through Walzer's game winner. Back now it is to the point, and just working on the far side of the Cardiff Devils. Back to the point again. Fournier shoots! Good save from Spanswick there. A little bit of a screen out front was there from Lane Ulmer, but Spanswick did well, and so did Dallas Earhart in front of him.
Yeah, a different look on that power play with Joey Haddad stepping into the role that Andrew Lord had filled recently. Of course, Lord on the bench tonight. Now Haddad goes back to the point because we know he's got that great release, but he was trying to get down into the back door for a blindside pass, and Ulmer going to the front of the net. So a slightly different look with Fournier quarterback in that power play.
So the Storm will clear the zone. There's about 1:25 left for the Devils to try and work on this. As mentioned, their past two games, they're 0 for 10 on the power play. That is away from home, but it's been good at home and away, as Nagsum will try and put pressure on in the corner with help from Omar Pasha, but the Devils get the puck back. Now with room is Haddad. Haddad just looks to find a way through there, almost deflected in off the skate of Lane Ulmer, but back it goes now. 1:05 left on this power play for the Devils. Early on in the game, both sides have had an opportunity on the man advantage. Chances out front, but it was just pushed wide there off the skate. Now with Joey Haddad again, now behind the net. Devils look to make something happen. Out front was Lane Ulmer off the pass from Sean Bentivoglio, has the puck now. Bentivoglio just puts the brakes on and looks to take his time as the Storm get a good shape there. Connor Varley will come in and make a nice play just to keep the Devils away from Spanswick. Now it's back there with Gleeson Fournier. This unit getting a lot of time. 35 seconds, but they go offside and the Devils might get their number one unit out with 33 seconds left.
Good work rate by Nagsum on that power play. He was the guy almost at the top of the box challenging the shooter, and his legs didn't stop all through that first minute and 30 seconds really, and forced the offside. So good work from him. 3 games in 3 nights after just arriving in the country, and it was a good shape there by the Storm. They collapsed pretty low and protected the house, and the Devils didn't get a clear-cut scoring chance.
Here is Andrew Hotham looking to showcase all of his moves, gets that puck down low. Now it gets back to the point. Mark Richardson will look to create some room, then goes over to the far side. Martin winds up, fires and scores! Joey Martin!
Al, that's just the risk you take when you do play that passive box on the penalty kill, trying to protect a young and experienced netminder. Joey Martin just had acres of room to skate into there. Great work by Andrew Hotham, retrieving that puck down low. Richardson at the point, nice little dink pass there to Martin. Steps in, everybody's collapsing from the Storm, and it's just a bullet of a shot that goes past the blocker slide on Spanswick. So 1-0 to the Devils. The Storm doing well on the first part of that penalty kill, but maybe on the second part they were just too passive, allowing Joey Martin a lot of room to walk in and take that slap shot.
His 5th in the Challenge Cup, his 11th overall this season. Joey Martin leading the league in points along with Matthew Waugh, the Sheffield Steelers, and we've seen those 2 names up there the past 2 and a bit seasons that they've been in the Elite League. So it's 1-0 Cardiff Devils in this Challenge Cup game. Now with the puck is Taylor Dickin, just floats that one in, and Ben Bounds will keep a hold of it. So we're just over 4 gone in the first.
Al, you look across that Manchester Storm bench, it's short of numbers, and you've got to think Mike Morin, the bench coach, is going to play a crucial role tonight. Omar Pasha is going to have to play a lot of minutes, particularly on special teams, and Mike Morin is going to be the go-to guy for the Storm tonight. Just keep everything cool on that bench, making sure the right lines get out there, giving guys breaks when it needs to. He's got a very important role on the bench tonight.
Sam Bryant is getting his first shift out there too, and interestingly they put him out there with Taylor Dickin and Cody Cartier, so 2 experienced players, 2 of Pasha's leading guys out there with the young player there, Sam Bryant, who's a diminutive figure, but we know will work hard. The Devils try and fire that in off Scott Hotham. Good to see him back out there as that was deflected from Chris Culligan and then gets bumped into the boards. Back it is now with Josh Batch as the Devils look to establish some zone time. Here's Chris Culligan now. Culligan looks to go behind, playing as a forward again tonight, of course, Chris Culligan. He's been fabulous on D, but certainly the forward, playing as a forward is his more I suppose a position he's more accustomed to and played most of his career in as well. Both sides will make their changes. And Josh Batch will just leave that one for Gleeson Fournier with that languid skating style. Makes a pass up to Patrick Bordelow, but it was into his skates and meant the turnover was there. Skating in now as Heatley gets a big bump for his troubles though. Good defensive work from Josh Batch there as Matthew Myers comes in to help out too, and now skating behind. The Storm get a hold of the puck again, almost deflected out front. Another try is there, and I think that one just hit the side of the net there as Bounds was stranded for a moment.
Batch with Fournier, Al. I didn't see the shift before. Did Lewis go out with Scott Hotham, or was it just a little bit of a rejig after the special team? We'll wait and see.
Fired in, good low save as that was a nice play from Matt Bissonnette there, and the Devils will clear the zone, but Matt Bissonnette looks dangerous early.
I like him a lot. Just the presence he brings with his size. He's 6'4", but he's got great wheels as well, and a good stick handler. So look for him to carry the puck into the zone, to gain the zone all night for the Manchester Storm. As on the big screen, we're just seeing a replay of the Joey Martin goal. You haven't seen it on your screens as of yet, but Martin just walks in, and that is a very passive penalty kill.
So here's Gleeson Fournier again. We'll look to make a fine pass this time. Can't quite find a way to Bentivoglio. Will go up against Connor Varley in the corner. Bentivoglio is there. Now with a little bit of help from Lane Ulmer as well, but the Storm do well, and Varley will find an outlet pass there, and away they come with the puck. Into the zone they go now. Shot fired in, and Bounds will make a save there. Then we get a bump, and now a chance. Trabuco has the puck. Shoots it through, and again, too many bodies in the lanes, but good pressure from the Storm now as Varley pinches down low. Devils will try and find a way to clear, and they just about do it through Sean Bentivoglio.
Good first shift from Jordan Powell. We saw him going behind the net there. He won that puck and put it back out in front into the slot area. Dangerous pass, and as I said, look for Powell to try and make an impression tonight. He only knows how to play one way. That's aggressive and feisty with hard work, great playing the boards down low.
Andrew Hoffman has the puck now. Hoffman will look to skate out, and instead just drops it off for Mark Richardson, and now skating is Joey Martin over the blue line. Martin with skating with a purpose this evening, and so elegant as well the way he skates. Richardson will get that one back around though, and now it's there for the Devils to work something again. Guillaume Doucette has the puck. Now it's there with Jake Morissette, but the Storm turn things. Oh, good work from Doucette though. Might create a chance. Doucette in a goal. They just get stripped. And what are we going to see here? Is there going to be an initial penalty against Doucette as Swindlehurst went flying? I think it is indeed Doucette who's going to sit.
Yeah, it is Doucette that's going to go. I'm just wondering, I've asked the guys in the truck whether we can have a replay of that Devils breakout there. It's very much a set play. We know that the Storm are going to play this neutral zone trap with such short bodies. They're not going to go in on the forecheck. And Joey Martin came very late there at speed. He picked the cross ice pass up from Mark Richardson. Martin was coming late, so the Devils had already come up the ice a little bit, backed the Storm up, and Martin was able to take the puck late and up speed and gain the zone. It was very much a set play. I don't know whether the guys got that. We might not have a chance to see it, but it was a really interesting set play from the Devils on the breakout. But then Guy Doucette, of course, takes the penalty, and the Storm are back on the power play. We got a few technical issues with Alid and his microphone, so you're stuck with me for a couple of seconds as the Storm look to break up the ice. And it's Cardiff now on the half boards. Gives it back to Phillips, who we know he's got the good release. Good rotation of position there from the Storm, but Cardiff just fans on the one time, and he'd gone from the half boards back to that high blue line area, and it was good puck movement, good rotation, but unfortunately fanned on the shot there as the Storm looked to gain the zone, but Phillips is stopped by a great defensive move, and now the Devils with Morissette gets the puck on net, but Spanswick makes his first big save of the game. Good strong pad save as the Devils look to kill off this penalty. Now with Bordelow in the neutral zone, looking to gain the zone, comes in, nice cross ice pass to Myers. Myers puts it on net. Spanswick makes the initial save but doesn't freeze it. And I look over Allen, and that's a great lead pass with a man standing on the blue line. It's Heatley. Heatley goes 5-hole, and we've got a power play goal, and the Devils defense there, and it's communication from the bench as well, all at sea. Heatley standing on the blue line. Fantastic lead pass. He goes in one-on-one with Bounds, finds the 5-hole. Great character from the Manchester Storm, and we've got a 1-1 hockey game. We'd love to see the replay on that, because that stretch pass was a thing of beauty. I'll bring Al back in now. But it's Trevor Johnson, the captain. What a stretch pass to Heatley. Heatley goes in one-on-one, just opens up the 5-hole, and that's a great goal. Two veteran players there combining, bringing the Manchester Storm right back into this game. Was I saying Danny Heatley there? Mark Heatley is my correction. Sorry, they are brothers. Al, are you back with us?
I'm back. Oh my goodness. Here we are. Devils are in the zone now, and they've got David Bryant with the puck. Fired in, they score! Chris Callaghan!
So here we see the replay, and it's Bryant down low who just works hard, protects that puck so well, gives it out to Callaghan. There's a little bit of traffic in front with Haddad, but maybe Spanswick's got to do a little bit better on that. I think you can see round his defenseman there. Haddad is causing a little bit of traffic. But the shot comes in, block aside, and I think Spanswick can see that. Prince and Haddad are creating a little bit of a screen, but that's what maybe the netminder would want to do better on. But great puck pretension, puck suckling there by David Bryant, and Culligan does the right thing, gets the shot away quickly. And no sooner than that, Al, we've got a 2-1 hockey game.
Culligan is 4th of the season. He's been playing most of the year on defence, of course, straight back into the forward lineup and finds a goal. That's good to get that kind of depth scoring for the Devils, no doubt. 2-1 game, and we talked about offence, and we've certainly seen that so far as we're approaching just 10 minutes in the first. Now the Devils again, Mark Richardson finds room, shoots, and just whistles past Spanswick in goal, but the Devils recover the puck again. Andrew Hoffman does well, and Sean Bentivolio just drifts that in. Might be a chance out front, still there a chance, and we're going to get a call on the players. That was perhaps a little bit of a desperation move there from Paul Phillips, the veteran player, and he'll go and sit for 2.
I don't know, yeah, he's impeding the guy there with the interference, but the puck's there.
Apologies, John. It's Pasha who's
my apologies. I thought it was going to be a soft call on Paul Phillips there. I thought it was just puck battling in front, and maybe got his stick caught up a little bit with, I think it was Joey Haddad. But behind the play, which I've obviously missed, Omar Pasha takes an interference call. So I will certainly bow to Dean Smith on that one. But this is one that the Storm could well do without. They want to play 5-on-5 hockey.
Mark Richardson has the puck now, walks the line. Another power play chance for the Devils. Morris set down low, chance out front, and it almost found its way to the stick of Joey Martin. Good defensive play, though. Still there for the Devils, though. Chance to go 3-1 up here on the power play. They've already got a power play goal tonight. Back it goes now. Mark Richardson goes to Morissette. One-timer blast from Morissette, but over the glove of Spanswick. There again now as Martin handles on the blue line. Mark Richardson now with a heads-up play. Walking in this time. It was Andrew Hoffman, and my apologies, I said it was Andrew Hoffman, who's playing almost as a forward on this unit. Martin is going back to the point. We might see that rejig now, though, as Martin finds a way on the back door. It was Hoffman who found him there almost, but Varley made a nice play to take that puck away from Joey Martin, and the Manchester Storm clear with 1:04 left for the Devils on the power play.
The Storm continue to do well, just protecting the house in front of that netminder. They're having to collapse low, and it's a little bit of desperation, a little bit of scramble defence, but a lot of good character being shown early by the Storm, and for the large part keeping the Devils to the outside.
Bentivolio there, just ghosts around the outside. It's there now with Joey Haddad. Haddad goes back to Bentivolio. Then a blast from Fournier, deflected perhaps off Lane Ulmer, who was out front unchallenged. And now Dallas Earhart gets there to take care of business in front of Spanswick. The Devils still have the puck, though. Another chance out front. It was Sean Bentivolio, found room to the side of Dallas Earhart. Now it's there with Joey Haddad again. 25 seconds left for the Devils. Fired cross ice. Haddad shoots, hits the side of the net. I think everyone thought that was in the building. Certainly the fans in the corner. Good turnover, though, for the Storm, who find a way to clear.
Al, that cross-seam pass by Sean Bentivolio is a thing of beauty. It's a one-time pass to the back door to Joey Haddad. It takes 2 Manchester Storm defensemen out of the play, and Haddad tries to go short side and just misses. But Sean Bentivolio is such a good heads-up hockey player.
Storm back to full strength. They'll be pleased to have killed that one off. It was another good opportunity for the Devils, who had 1 or 2 good scoring chances but couldn't find a way through. Now Josh Batch will bring the puck out from his own zone, just almost miscommunicates with Hotham there, and now Hotham will skate. Scott, that is, gets that into the zone off the tip from Patrick Bordelot. Paul Phillips is in the corner. He'll have some pressure from Bordelot with that long stick, and out-battled, though, was Bordelot by Varley there, who's looked good so far. And we've seen the offence he's provided for the Storm this season, but he's been strong in his own end so far, John.
He has been, and Varley, of course, coming out of Penn State University, he's got a good resume there in the NCAA, and he is going, I think, 7 points so far this season, but tonight it's about being defensively responsible, and he has got good plus-minus numbers in his NCAA career, so expect him to be take a lot of ice time tonight, but be very comfortable with it. So up on the big screen again now, we see a replay of the Devils goal with David Bryant protecting the puck very well. Giving out to Culligan. Culligan puts it on net. Haddad's doing well to create a screen along with Jack Prince trying to cover his man. But Spanswick, for me, can see that Al short side, and maybe he's a little bit higher at the blue paint. He can make a blocker save there. But he is a rookie, and we've got to cut him some slack tonight.
Devils won the draw there. Matthew Myers winning that up against Cody Cartier, and again it's the Devils who love that puck possession game will get a chance to make something happen from their own zone as we're about 7.5 left in this first. Nice lead pass there to Culligan, who then makes a nice play to Joey Haddad around the outside. Bryant is going to the back of the net now as well. Haddad just gets bumped there, but uses the big body to keep a hold of the puck away from Omar Pasha. That one clears the zone though, and then we've got some good space as the foot race is there, but Cartier couldn't get around Mark Richardson, and there's not many players who do. It's there with Richardson now. Richardson just makes a pass to Andrew Hoffman. Hoffman into the zone he goes, looking for a shot instead, and it was well saved there from Spanswick, who covered the angles well, and the Storm will get out of the zone now with Dallas Earhart jumping into the play as well.
Yeah, Al, that's far better from Spanswick there, coming out to the top of the blue paint, challenging the shooter on the short side, made a good solid save. So maybe a little bit of a tentative start from him. A couple of saves, he'll probably...
Swindlehurst will clear the puck all the way down to Ben Bounds, so there'll be no icing on the play there, and chasing that one is Mark Heatley, the goal scorer. To Gleason Fournier. Fournier again with a loose pass, and that means the Storm try and find an offensive zone opportunity. Here they Joey Martin though for the Devils, and returns the favour to him with a nice pass. Turned over as it's overplayed in the neutral zone, and skating, getting a good shot out of Ben Bounds was Jack Prince, and Prince with those couple of goals here for Team GB, and obviously likes playing down here at Ice Arena Wales, John, and nearly found a way through Bounds there.
Absolutely, he's another player who can gain the zone, who is good stick handling ability and size. He backs defensemen. Yeah, he in that GB game playing with Stewart, and GB have got a bright future with players like him and Stewart and Duggan, who we saw, and playing a crucial role for the Manchester Storm this season.
We might be going for a record on icings here, John, in the first period. I can't remember I've seen so many in Wales. Used to get them all the time in the big blue.
This is just a cat I want to show you here. Richardson gives it to cross ice pass to Martin coming late, and what I like there is just, and maybe we can see it maybe in the next break of play again, the Storm are playing that neutral zone trap, and the Devils have got to find a way to back them up and get good zone entry, and Martin coming late there at speed was a great way of doing it.
So the Devils have the puck in the offensive zone. It's Patrick Astley who gets bumped off it. Volio though will turn things over, send that one back in. It's there now for Paul to handle. Phillips with a good low centre of gravity gets that up along the boards, and they go through Jordan Powell, the Cardiff Fire player, playing tonight alongside Sam Bryant.
Should say, guys, that some of our camera feeds are cutting in and out at the moment. It's a temporary problem, so bear with us, and your coverage with Ice Time TV will be back uninterrupted pretty shortly.
Storm now into the zone, shooting, and that one gets blocked. It was into the pin is there. He walks the line, shoots through traffic, and it's well blocked, but Ulmer didn't know where it was, and it was another chance there for Cody Cartier that time. Now the Storm try and work something again through Dickin, but the Devils collapse well in front of Bounds and clear quickly.
Yeah, a lot of character from this Storm side tonight. You do worry that maybe mid-second, third period with 3 games in 3 nights, they might run out of steam. But right now, the character and the intensity is pretty good. And it's a structured game, of course. Not particularly aggressive on the forecheck. They are clogging up that neutral zone, and the Devils occasionally find it difficult to break out. But we've got an entertaining hockey game here,
when you're able to see it. Here's Patrick Bordelow, sends that one into the zone, chopped out of mid-air by Trevor Johnson. He'll be under pressure from Luke Piggott, but does well, and Spanswick will get a hold of it as Bordelow was just making his presence felt in front of the net there of Philip Spanswick. Devils win the draw again through Matthew Myers. Back to the defenseman shooting. It was Andrew Hoffman, and it was well blocked out front, and now into the zone off the stick of Jordan Powell. go the Manchester Storm. Hoffman will handle the puck in the corner. Matthew Myers has got his work to do on the far side, but does well. Patrick Bordlow then will just send that in. The chase is on for Luke Piggott up against Varley. Varley does well, and now bringing it out of the zone is Dallas Earhart. Earhart with a good skating style for a big man as well. Gets that puck cross, and it's a good shot there from a bad angle, but it made Ben Bounds work, and David Bryant one now. Bump though along the boards from Powell, who's the bigger of the two Cardiff Fire players, with Sam Bryant taking shifts as well for the Manchester Storm. Now Paul Swindlehurst at speed. Swindlehurst fires and it's wide of bounds, but again, good intent from Paul Swindlehurst jumping into the play, who's been playing forward recently for the Storm as well, covering for some of those injuries, and we know he skates well and handles the puck well too, does Paul Swindlehurst, the GB international. Joey Haddad now up against Trabuco. Haddad has the puck, goes inside to Guillaume Doucette, and it's just a little bit scrappy here as we're in the final 3 minutes of the first period. We get a bump along by the Manchester Storm bench as well. Guillaume Doucette fires and it hits the netting, and get another to play was a little scrappy there, John, just as it hit the screen.
No, it's Bryant going out with Doucette and Haddad. We've seen a few variations tonight, but I like to see David Bryant playing up the lineup a little bit. I think he's earned that, and good, responsible forward, but also you don't play a number of games in the NHL for Florida Panthers without being a handler, and Alex gets some technical words in his ears. Hopefully you're enjoying the webcast at home. We have had a few gremlins tonight, and maybe at some stage we might look at a reset, but we're doing everything we can from the Ice Time TV end.
I am told it is a loose cable, John, so that will be looked at during the period break, just to hopefully eliminate any further issues there. Joey Martin has the puck now. Good play though, well cut out, and Cody Cartier there took a high stick, but it wasn't seen by Dean Smith, who's over the far side of the ice, and now a chance. Doucette with a chance, looks for a wraparound maybe, then tries to stuff it in. Still there for the Devils as well. Defensive play keeps this one at 2-1 with 2 minutes to go in the first. Dropped off by Phillips with Taylor Dickin. Now Phillips again, sharp angle shot as Cartier was making himself bend back. Now just fires that around. Impressive college career, of course, Cody Cartier. It is.
I'll credit to try and sell that call. There's no head snap back, and it is an obvious high stick, but beyond the slight blind of Dean Smith. But for kids at home watching, well, maybe he should have sold it because his team would have got a power play, but I like the fact he didn't try and sell it, even though the stick was right under the visor and was definitely a high-sticking call, or should have been.
Bissonnette did well there with the heads-up play, and jumping into the play was Connor Varley again, who seems to have been at the thick of most of the good things tonight for the Manchester Storm in this first period. Scott Hoffman plays that up to Patrick Aslin. Nice cross-ice play. Bentivolio inside the lane. Ulmer just couldn't quite handle that one, but it was a beautiful build-up that almost deserved a goal.
It was, and Bentivolio, I'm raving about him week after week. He's just such a heads-up hockey player, and there he waits, he draws the defenseman, and then goes through the scene to Ulmer. Ulmer, I think, in two minds. He doesn't know whether to take it as a one-timer on his backhand, or maybe try and corral the puck and go back to his forehand. Trying to take it round Spanswick. In the end, does neither and just chips the puck into the netminder's glove. But Sean Bentivolio, I think as this season develops, his prominence and importance to the Devils is just going to grow and grow.
Devils win the draw again. It's becoming a theme. Andrew Hoffman tries to go to Mark Richardson and eventually does so, and Richardson will send that around away. Chance out front. Good doorstop save there from Spanswick. The Devils keep it in the zone though, and no call on the play as Hoffman went down, but he too continued and battled, but that one does go out of the zone. Hoffman will just... Wow, what a nice play that was to Bentivolio. Drop off play. It's there. Shot comes in, and it was Lane Ulmer. And if the previous play was a beautiful build-up, that one might have just edged it as Hoffman there worked his magic to get the Devils back in the zone. Now the Storm get clear. They do so with Powell skating at pace, so we'll just dump that one in as his line mates Trabuco and Swindlehurst on that occasion will take a chase. Here's Andrew Hoffman now. Andrew looking to make a play in the neutral zone, but gives it up. Now is an odd man rush. Shot comes in sharp. Save again as Cartier has got an eye for goal, no doubt about it. Still there for the Storm. Can they find a way with 8 seconds left to get another goal in the first? Gleeson Fournier will say no and just take that one into the Storm zone. Might be a chance on the Joey Haddad. It does end 2-1 after the first period, and we expected it to be a fairly wide open game, John. A few offensive zone chances. The Devils have enjoyed the majority of zone time, as you might have expected, but the Storm have looked a little bit... Here we go then, second period action. It's Devils and Storm. Devils have got a 2-1 lead going into this second period. We've just finished off some cake that my mum kindly brought in for us, John, and what's the verdict?
Compliments to Mrs. Lloyd. That's a fantastic piece of cake. We've had a good hockey game, and we've got some good refreshments as well. So my first time eating vegan cake, a thing of beauty.
Gleeson Fournier will put pressure on Jack Prince, and now Chris Culligan will go in and get the puck, but well turned over there by Heatley as well, who's been a good presence for the Storm so far. Now Prince will chase again, the big body Prince, who was up against Mark Lewis there and certainly didn't look too outmatched for size, and there's not many players in the league who can say that up against Mark Lewis. Haddad with a big bump on Earhart there, and it's now Johnson who will look to play from his own zone with a little bit of help there. And the Storm get that one out of the zone. Back with Guillaume Doucet now.
You know, Sam Bryant hasn't done anything wrong either for the Storm tonight. Ali's played a simple game. When he gets the puck, he's just chipping it along the boards and making sure that Storm are sound defensively. So credit to him.
Joey Martin has the puck now, score of the Devils' first goal. It's back to the point. Hoffman walks inside and shoots, and Mark Richardson will get a hold of the rebound. It's behind the goal again now, and Guillaume Doucet tries to get a hold of it from Joey Martin. Still Doucet, who's working hard. Doucet then just gets that one out over to the boards, and it looks like the pattern so far in the first minute and a half, similar to the first period. Here's Jake Morissette now with Martin. Doucet will get the shot away, as Connor did well there to cramp in for room. Then Hoffman will jump into the play, and walking in again was Guillaume Doucet, but a good stand-up play defensively there, and the Devils keep the puck in the zone.
Al, Storm caught on a very long shift here. Bryant's been out there for about a minute and a half along with his line mate, so the Devils have rotated their players and could really look to capitalise here.
Patrick Aslin has the puck now up against Taylor Dickin, who does well to separate him from the puck, but Varley gives it away. It's out front now, might be a chance. Backhand try, good save. It was there, as it was a backhand try from Sean Bentafolio, and we know he can score backhand goals, but that time Spanswick was equal to it.
Yeah, you could just sense the Storm exhaustion there. They were losing puck battles in their own end and turning over pucks, and the Devils were able basically to go through a full rotation. And Spanswick just does the sensible thing there. First of all, gets himself in good body position to make that save and smothers it, allowing the change. But you've got to think the Storm, as this second period goes on, are going to find themselves very heavy-legged.
Devils won the draw again there. It was Nagsam who lost out up against Lane Ulmer. Now with Aslin. Bentafolio shoots, well blocked out front by Nagsam, and helping out was Trabuco, and that one is cleared out of the zone, but it just means the Devils are going to come back one more time as they try and work something from the neutral zone. Firing that puck in with Sean Bentafolio, and handling it is Spanswick. Bentafolio cuts that play out, but the Storm find a way to get a turnover there and get that out the zone through Trabuco. Now it's Nagsam. Nagsam fires it through on bounce. Then a big bump from Josh Patch, who finishes hit there beautifully in the corner. And the Devils will come away again. Scott Hoffman. Scott drops it off to Patrick Aslin. Aslin with a nice play inside. Chances it. Big save. Spanswick still out front. What a fine save that was from Spanswick. Scott Hoffman now with the puck. Chance out front, but Aslin gives it up. And here's Nagsam, as the Storm will get a chance to change on the long change, where it's a little harder too. Devils looking a little bit more direct in this second. Cross-ice play, shot comes in, big save again. How did it miss here? Patrick Asselin jumping in the play off the beauty of a pass from Gleeson Fournier, and Matthew Myers, it just skips over his stick and goes out of the zone.
Well, just going back a few moments ago, Spanswick makes a great save. I've asked for a replay simply because, again, Sean Bentivolio with a one-touch pass to Ulmer. It's an absolute beautiful thing, but Spanswick there makes a great reactionary pad save. Big save from the youngster. We'll try and get that replay up in a couple of moments.
Again, it's turned over by the Storm in the neutral zone, and here's Andrew Hoffman with a move. Andrew Hoffman, but what a play there from the player coach Omar Pasha, full of commitment and desire, leading the front for his club, who are up against it at the moment under this tidal wave of Devils pressure. Big bump in the corner as well. Hotham throwing his weight around, not just happy to create plays, but then sends a big hit in two. Jack Prince has it now and take a bump from Matthew Myers, and all he can do is ice the puck. And it's a long shift for these Storm players again, as we're only 4.5 or so into the second.
As we see a replay here of this move, this was beautiful. Scott Hotham drops the puck to Asselin. Asselin, that's a lovely pass to Bentivolio, and look at that one-touch pass. That was the thing that really opened up the play. Asselin and Bentivolio going tonight really seems like they've got chemistry. Asselin sees Bentivolio just drifting into that slot area, and what a one-touch pass to Ulmer, but what a save by Spanswick. Credit to the youngster.
Devils win the draw again, and they dominated that area in the first period. They continue to do it in the second, and the Storm have got to find a way to be better in the face-off circle if they're going to relieve this pressure. Andrew Hoffman through traffic, deflected out front, well played from Omar Pasha though, who got it away from Joey Haddad. Swindlehurst is in the corner up against David Bryant, who's going out there with Culligan and Haddad on this third line. Richardson fires it through, it's well blocked out front now with Culligan again. Chris Culligan heads up play to Mark Richardson, now it's down low, walking inside was Haddad, and it didn't find a way through in the end, but it was like a battering ram there, Joey Haddad, with a deft touch just to go along with it too. Here's Bryant through traffic, they score!
David Bryant with the goal. Just a moment ago, Spanswick made a very big save from Haddad again, but Haddad is playing very well tonight, particularly in terms of body presence in front of the net. It's he who creates another very effective screen, as he did on the Culligan goal, right in front of Spanswick there. Nobody can move Haddad, and Bryant just finds the shooting lane. That's a great goal. This line looks to have a little bit of chemistry. Bryant, Haddad and Culligan. Hopefully we see those guys go together for a while, and Haddad with the great screen in front. Bryant seeing that, hockey intelligent, putting it on net, and we've got a 3-1 hockey game.
Bryant is first at the Challenge Cup, his third on the season now, and he's come alive offensively for the Devils of late as well, and he's been rewarded for it with a little bit of power play time, and now getting a goal on that third line as well. And the Devils looking ominous in this one up against a short bench Manchester side. Cartier will get the puck out of the zone well, not quite in the end, as the pressure from the Devils is relentless. But now the Storm will get a chance through Taylor Dickin, but it's turned over too easily, and here's Guillaume Doucette with help from Jake Morissette. Doucette goes around the outside of Earhart, still Doucette, it just bobbled over his stick, as Doucette has got that extra gas in those legs this season and nearly found a way through.
But playing for his line place as well, Al. He wants to be on that line with Morissette and Martin, so Doucette's got to keep working, got to keep scoring, and at the moment, he's doing both.
Chance out front, still a big doorstop save from Ben's Bouncers. Just like that, Cody Cartier could have made it 3-2 despite all the pressure that the Devils have had.
Well, you know the one thing about a Manchester Storm team with Omar Pasha in charge, they will not give up. Pasha is full of character, and his team replicate that on the ice. So all they need is one goal to bring themselves back into this game. Yeah, they're heavy-legged right now. They're tired, 3 games in 3 nights, but Pasha will not let them phone this one in. You called it at the start of the game, Al, that interview we did with Seth Bennett last night, Omar Pasha. He said there are no excuses. There are a lot of teams right now going to be playing banged up. It's not just the Manchester Storm, and he won't allow his team to come up with those excuses. And it's great to see. This is still a very good hockey game.
So it is an offensive zone face-off for the Storm, which they win on this occasion. They go back to the point, but it doesn't go far enough, and it just turns into another Devils opportunity with Joey Haddad up against Varley. Haddad around the outside. Out front, chances there! Still there, might be another try. Bentivolio batted that one out of mid-air, but it didn't find a way through as a couple of players make a change. Sean Bentivolio now. That one gets sent down to the boards again as Varley will chase, and all of this ice time catching up a little bit with the Storm players perhaps as well, under so much pressure. Big hit comes in though. That was a nice play from Varley on Bentavolio, but it is no ice on the play.
Or indeed there is.
Or maybe it is. It looked for all intents. It was the latest call, I think, the icing call we've seen. Incredible.
Al, it's a play that'll be missed, but credit to Trabuco though. He got back on a back check there, and it looked like a certain goal with the Devils player on the back door, and he just got a little stick lift in, and that's what I mean about the character. No Manchester Storm player is going to stop, and Trabuco, who's going to be relied upon to provide a lot of offense, fulfills his defensive duties there, as the Devils are playing a lot of pretty hockey in the second period, and I'm very excited about this Asselin-Bentavolio combination. Two highly skilled playmakers out there.
Now it's with Bentavolio again, getting a lot of time this line, as Andrew Lord is primarily going to his top three lines here. We haven't seen too much from the fourth, which tonight is Bordelow, Myers and Jones or Piggott. Andrew Hoffman has the puck now and gets that one to Lane Ulmer, who sends it to Asselin, but it's turned over, and now the Storm will look to come away, firing that down the ice. Good chase though there from Nagsam, who got there to wave off the icing, and that was an intended play there as the Storm got out the zone, but now it's 3-on-2 situation. Cross ice, Bentavolio shoots, good save there again from Spanswick, as that one didn't have too much heat on it. Still with Hotham though. Hotham goes D to Scott, firing there from his brother Andrew, but again it was a good save from Spanswick, and Prince will clear the puck as Andrew looks to finish a hit there.
Andrew Hotham was playing angry right now. There was something that happened at the end of the first period he was a little upset with, and Andrew Hotham is a great defenseman at any time, but I always like it when he plays angry, because he just almost wants to show everybody how good he is. So from a Devils perspective, you really want someone to wind him up very early in the game. It's usually me, to be honest.
You
but
know all about that, John.
I do, but Andrew Hotham is a great player, but he's an exceptional player when he plays angry.
Bordelow will chase now and put a big hit in on Pasha there. It says Pasha down to the ice, and that's what Bordelow can do. But here come the Storm into the zone. Chance now might be there out front, but jumping into the play is Pasha. Fires it through traffic, and no screen though, so it was an easy save for bounds. Into the corner they go. Jordan Powell, who's got a bigger body there, the Cardiff Fire player, will help out in the corner with Mark Heatley as well, two of the bigger players on this Storm roster. But we get a whistle with 11:30 or thereabouts to go in the second.
Al, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to go back to it. Another chance there, this time for Bentavolio off the pass from Asselin. And I think those guys started playing together a little bit in Scotland last weekend. As this we see Bordelow finishing a big hit there on Pasha. But Asselin and Bentavolio seem to me to have almost instant chemistry there. And you can only think that Lane Ulmer is going to benefit if he goes to the right areas and goes to the net. But I'm very excited from a Devils perspective right now about this Asselin-Bentavolio combination.
Devils win the draw again, and Patrick Bordelow gets that out of the zone. Nice play from Luke Piggott there, and going to the net is Matthew Myers. Chance out front for Matthew Myers, but it didn't quite fall to his stick. Good play, this fourth line looking to try and make a case for a few more minutes as Piggott again with a big hit comes in. Now Bordelow puts pressure on, but he gets the stick chopped out of his hand, and Gleeson Fournier has work to do to clear, only as far as Gonavali, as Bordelow will go to the bench. Bissonnette fires that across. Good cutout play from Matthew Myers, who did well. Then it's a loose pass, and we're going to see an icing on this play as Varley did well to get back ahead of Luke Piggott. Devils players will have to stay on the ice while the Storm will get some fresh faces out there.
Yeah, Gleeson Fournier perhaps thinking that was Joey Martin or Guy Doucette racing on to take that pass. Luke Piggott wasn't quite out of the zone yet, and a slight unnecessary icing call here. So this is a chance for the Storm as they go against the Talia Devils unit, and a critical face-off here with Nardo Natscam going in. If he can win this and the Storm can get zone time, well, they've got a chance to get a set-up.
He was up against Matthew Myers, and Matthew Myers so strong in the circle, and it means that Nagsam has let you down, John, and it is the Devils who win the draw and get out of the zone, and they'll be able to get those tired players off the ice and maybe even set something up through Chris Culligan. Good play though there, allows the Storm to clear the zone, and skating back is Joey Haddad now, who goes to Andrew Hotham. Andrew gets that one up to Mark Richardson, who takes a bump, but skating in is Haddad. Good clearance from the Storm, but going back in is Hotham, and then we get a whistle as Haddad wasn't out of the zone in time.
Andrew Hotham was out with his brother a moment ago, Scott Hotham, and now we see him back out his normal rotation with Mark Richardson. Keep an eye on the bench. Lewis or Batch, I'm just wondering whether one of those might have taken a couple of shifts off. If you spot it at home, let us know. But Andrew Hoffman certainly seemed to be double shifting a little bit there. As Todd Kelman, the GM behind us, enjoys the vegan cake supplied by Mrs. Lloyd.
He's goading me. There's 2 cakes on offer, and there's only one I can have. And I think he's been taken back to his childhood as Todd Kelman there, because I believe it's a similar cake to one his mum used to bake for him. So how lovely.
And he's indeed baking one next week for the commentary box. We look forward to seeing that cake from GM Todd Kelman.
Here's Mark Richardson. Now with Paul Phillips. Good heads-up play to Heatley, who was there to help out. And skating with that puck is Sam Bryant. But look, the Devils look to turn things over. They do through Guillaume Doucette. Might get a chance to set something up now. Skating in is Martin. Martin can't quite get a hold of it. Chance out front as Doucette looked to find the cutest of angles there through Spanswick, but couldn't do so on that occasion. Now with the puck again. Guillaume Doucette. Doucette gets that over to Martin. Scott is there. Scott Hoffman gets that one around the boards, but it's a good cutout play there from Paul Phillips, but Doucette turned him over well, then took a big hit. Might be a chance. Martin shoots. It's well blocked out front as Doucette felt that one. There's going to be a call on Phillips there, John. I'm interested to see how you saw that one.
Well, it looked awkward because Doucette was kind of on his knees and the force took him back, and it looked like there was a potential there for an injury. The actual play, well, it's a cross-checking call, and let's see this again. I thought maybe he was just finishing the play, finishing his hit. We'll wait and see. But it's great work, first of all, the stick lift and the puck turnover. No, for me, that's a little soft, and maybe it just looks a little awkward the way Doucette falls. But Doucette really earns that penalty from his sheer work rate. But I think the Storm get a little bit unlucky there.
Devils win the draw and get another power play chance. And here's Bentivolio. They got the second unit out there. Haddad is over there now. Chance was there again. I don't think it was Spanswick who had to make a save at the end. Another try there as that one just wouldn't sit. And then we get another call on the play.
Yeah,
Devils are going to go 5-on-3 for the trip there, as it was Aslin who had 2 good chances and couldn't get a hold of it. And now the Devils will get a chance to work on their 5-on-3 as going to the box is Trevor Johnson.
Aslin did have a couple of good chances, but Varley there, who I've been impressed with, taking a lot of minutes, and he's solid defensively, got some good shot blocks in there. That one was a penalty. Johnson just gets his stick blade underneath on the tripping call, and the Devils here have a chance to really, you might think, put this game to bed. And this is going to be a crucial kill here for the Storm, as the Devils look to put their big guns out there and could potentially take the game away from the Manchester Storm at this juncture.
Crucial the Storm win the draw, and they do so in fact, but Swindlehurst can't get away from the onrushing Devils players, and it means Andrew Hoffman now will get a hold of the puck down low. Out front, chance for Aslin again, who's had 3 chances on this power play but can't quite handle in front of goal. Here's Joey Martin, then he gets the puck away to Hoffman again. Martin now has the puck. Waiting on the back doors, Morissette shooting though was Aslin, and it was wide of Spanswick. Good play from Earhart there just to kill a bit of time. 1:17 left, 5-on-3. Andrew Hoffman gets it over to Joey Martin. Morissette still on the back door. Aslin will skate in front of the net. It's with Mark Richardson now though. Now with Morissette. Hoffman is now on the back door waiting for Morissette. It's back with Richardson. Now Martin blasts. Another chance is there. 2 good saves again from Spanswick, who stayed square to the shooter there. The initial save was good, and then again from Andrew Hoffman, as the Storm will get a chance to get 3 fresh players on the ice. 58 seconds left, 5-on-3.
It's good puck movement by the Devils, and I thought Aslin should have scored a moment ago, but I'm so impressed by Dallas Earhart. He's using his big body to getting passing lanes, getting shooting lanes. He's eating up so many minutes tonight. This is a big pickup for the Storm. Spent the last couple of seasons in France, and of course Omar Pasha knows that market well, having played in France. And Earhart to me looks like a big find, a big character guy for the Manchester Storm.
Varley it was who got that out of the zone crucially for the Storm, and you talk about character, John, and Omar Pasha said just that. He went in a big heavyweight bout yesterday with Jay Rosehill, did Dallas Earhart, and he talked about that kind of play being so helpful to his team and a real leadership play from Dallas Earhart, and he's got that dynamic to his game as well. Devils keep the same unit on the ice, at least the same. Yes, they do. They keep the same unit with Aslin, Martin and Morissette. Hoffman is there. It's fired through. It's a slightly different look here, 5-on-3, as Aslin goes onto this power play unit. Pasha is there with Varley, who does well. and Trabuco as well, who'll clear the puck now. It's a great kill from the Storm, and there's going to be a call on the Devils here as a hit came in, and we're going to go 4-on-4.
Yeah, and it's it looks like it's Jake Morissette who's going to the penalty box, and just credit to the Storm there. The Devils, I thought, got a little overly fancy on the second part of that power play there. I thought Andrew Hoffman tried to go backdoor on that play where maybe just a little pass across the point would have worked better, but the Storm, credit to them, took away a few options there for the Devils, and on the back check there, Jake Morissette's taken a penalty. So right now the Storm are fulfilling their MO, and they've killed off a lot of this power play and have the potential to gain an advantage themselves, as you see Earhart's back on the ice yet again.
I was jumped the gun slightly. The Storm are back to 4 skaters now, but that just a couple of seconds left it was, and so it's 4-on-4 now, but they'll go on the power play shortly as just a couple of seconds left, and they'll return to full strength with Johnson stepping on the ice. Important the Devils keep it in the Manchester zone here for as long as possible. Chris Culligan takes a bump along the boards, and now Earhart can go over to Paul Phillips, who goes back to him, and the Storm can try and set something up with around about 120 to work with on this power play opportunity. Earhart with a nice lead pass to Heatley, who has the goal tonight. Cartier gets it back to Johnson, and you can see these players move the puck well when they get a chance to get a hold of it. But right now the Devils' face-off dominance is just keeping the puck away from the Storm the majority of the time. Back to Johnson it is anyway. Varley has it now, and Johnson walking the line. Johnson finds room, fires, and it's wide of bounds. He doesn't know where it is. Can the Storm capitalise on that? Cartier goes back to Varley. Now Cartier again. Cartier walking inside, looking for room. Looks to go to Matt Bissonnette, who was waiting there in the back post, but it just hits the netting behind the goal. We've got 44 seconds left on the power play.
I don't know whether Howard, our cameraman, can point down to the second row of Block 19, but I should just say there's a few Devils legends in the house tonight. But the gentleman in the light blue jacket there is Ian Cooper. It's his brother Stephen's 50th birthday this weekend. I believe he's there with Neil Brown and Simon Keating as well. But of course the Cardiff Devils have never won a league title without a Cooper in the lineup. Andrew Law looking to change that this year. Neil Brown played 2 good seasons for the Devils, 1991, 91-92, and Simon Keating, of course, part of the famous 94-95 European Cup team that did so well, groundbreaking performances for a British ice hockey team. So great to see some Devils legends back in the building tonight.
Might be a chance now as it's Heatley in on goal again. Heatley shoots and scores!
Well, Al, it's almost an instant replay of the first Storm goal. It's a fantastic stretch pass, just finding Heatley loitering at the blue line. He goes in. Again, he gets the shot away quickly before bounds is really set, and that fourth line's been scored upon. That won't look good for their plus and minus numbers, trying to earn some more ice time. But it's a fantastic stretch pass to Heatley again. That's beautiful. Trying to see who the number is there. I think it might be Phillips with the stretch pass on that occasion. I also like how Connor Varley won that puck behind the net and moved it very quickly. And Heatley is obviously a sniper. He loiters to that blue line, gets the shot away quick, and Mark Heatley has a 2-goal game.
His fourth, I should say his fifth in the cup, because he's 2 goals tonight, of course. And he's certainly been a strong player for the Storm in the cup, and Bounds will get a hold of it. Now, all of this pressure, all of this face-off dominance, all of the puck possession, all of the shot count in the Devils' favour. But again, it's those defensive frailties, John, and some good sniping from Mark Heatley that means this one's a 1-goal game. Well,
we know the Devils' defensemen are offensive, and they're trying to jump into the play at every opportunity, but that's being exposed a little bit tonight with gaps behind the play being found. And credit to the Storm, it's just character, and they're staying in it, and this is what you expect from an Omar Pasha team.
So it is a power play goal as well, as Jake Morissette is now back out of the box, and the Devils will look to try and re-establish that 2-goal lead with just about 5 minutes left in the second.
Al, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's Mark Lewis we haven't seen for a while in this period. It'll probably come out now on the next shift, but it seems that Andrew Hoffman is rotating in a fair bit, and Scott Hotham as well. I don't think we've seen Mark Lewis too much in this second period. One to keep an eye on.
Yeah, we've definitely seen him in the second, but certainly not as much as we would expect to see Mark Lewis. We get a tangle and then a whistle.
Is this him coming out now? He's certainly been taken off the rotation a little bit, but he's coming out
Mark
now.
Lewis.
He's coming out with Fournier. But Andrew Hotham, I know the Devils have been playing a lot of special teams, but Andrew Hotham seems to be double shifting a little bit tonight. So maybe Mark Lewis just nursing a little bit of something and not taking as many shifts in this competitive game, but not overly consequential game as he might do if there was a little bit more on the line.
Devils get a hold of the puck anyway as they just prized it away from Nagsam, and into the zone it goes through Morissette. Spanswick's just out of the reach of him, and Earhart, who seems to be permanently on the ice, perhaps the only player on the ice more than Andrew Hotham, has a hold of the puck now. That one gets sent out of the zone and just fired in there from Nagsam, and Bounds will handle the puck. Around the boards it goes to Jake Morissette, but the Storm just sensing something here and putting a little bit more pressure in on that forecheck. Now Gleason Fournier will skate, and skate well as he usually does. Fournier with Morissette inside, looks to go to him, but Earhart was just too big of a presence there. Bryant will shoot that puck. Another chance was there on the doorstep. Guillaume Doucette flashed across the face of the net, I think that one. Still there, Haddad blasts, good save from Spanswick, and you can just see the confidence growing.
Certainly in Spanswick, and see his finishing position there. It's right at the top of the blue paint. That wasn't the case in the first period, and he's made a couple of big saves now, and credit to him. He's really grown into this game. He's been more aggressive. He's challenging the shooter for that Haddad shot there. Spanswick is right at the top of the paint. He can see everything and makes a good save, and credit to the rookie. Not a lot of professional experience, but he's grown into this game, and right now he's backstopping the Storm and giving them a chance to stay in.
Stick break on the draw there for Heatley as Bryant won it, but it's the Storm who have possession of the puck as Bissonnette sent that one around, and now Jack Prince though will take a bump behind the net. The Devils regain possession. Around about 3.5 left in the first. Cross ice pass, it works out for Joey Haddad. Haddad might be in on goal, shoots, but that was almost another goal wide. And the Devils have a hold of it again through Haddad. Maybe out front now as Hoffman jumps into the play again, and Chris Culligan did well there to read Hoffman's pinch and go back on defence. David Bryant now up against Varley. Coming in to help is Jack Prince. It's there with Joey Haddad. Haddad up against Johnson, gets it back to Richardson. Richardson through traffic and whistles wide again off the deflected play.
Impressed by Varley, Al. He's not a big guy, but he plays those boards well. Again, you see him winning a puck battle there as he plays, is it Andrew Hotham hard?
It is Hotham inside now though, still there, doorstop save from Spanswick, still there for the Devils, but again the Storm work well in front of him as Spanswick was strong on his post there under pressure from Andrew Hotham. Now winding up is Joey Haddad, and again it didn't find a way through as the Storm will clear. Be defending for their lives now, no doubt, with about 2:30 left in the second if they can keep it a one-goal game. Cross-ice play, but it was just out of the reach there, still sent across the face of goal though as the Devils work something now in the offensive zone, but good play again. It was Matt Bissonnette, then Taylor Dickin, now in on goal, shot comes in, and it was well saved there.
Spacing behind the Devils again though, Al, sorry to interject, and Andrew Hotham is running this game right now. It's great to see, but a lot of Devils defensemen looking to be aggressive, jump into the play, but they've got to be aware of the space they're leaving behind, because it only needs an odd man rush or a one-on-one, and the Storm are right back in this game.
Patrick Bordelow sends that one around Omar Pasha and chases his own puck and gets it. Here's Matthew Myers now. Myers with a nice pass to Scott Hoffman. Scott through traffic, deflected play from Bordelow and challenged there, but a good save from Spanswick again. Then a little bit of a battle as Piggott has lost his stick and throws a hit into Paul Phillips. Still there now as Bordelow with a long reach gets it back to the point. Batch now goes D to D. Scott Hoffman through traffic, deflected play, and it was Luke Piggott who's getting a lot of time there. Almost found a way through. Good shift from this fourth line for the Devils. Matthew Myers is there. Stepping into the play is Josh Batch. Batch has it now. Looks to go back to the point, but well cleared. Then a big hit comes in along the boards, and it's now with Luke Piggott.
Full rotation again, sorry Al, for the Devils, whereas the Storm are just kept on that long shift. They've got to get an out.
Yeah, the Devils got the change there, but the Storm did find a quick out in the end as we're in the last minute of the first period.
And you've called it exactly right, Al. The Devils have had the zone time. They've been very good. They've played some pretty hockey, but they haven't capitalised on those chances. Spanswick's been good, and right now for the Storm, they're going to come out of this period pretty happy. They've defended for their lives, but it's only a 3-2 hockey game. They've got 56 seconds to get through here, and this face-off's very, very important. But you've got to think Omar Pasha has got to be very proud of the character shown by his team so far.
Devils win another draw, and Mark Lewis will send that one around, and it's Patrick Asselin will chase with Lane Ulmer for a bit of help. Asselin might not need him though, as skating inside was Asselin. Now Lewis through traffic, shoots! Blocked out front by a Devil it was. Still there for Lane Ulmer, but the Storm collapse well and battle so hard in that slot area. Now Patrick Asselin again with Sean Bentivolio. Bentivolio skates all the way back to the blue line and sends that one in. Here's Asselin again now with 25 seconds left in this second period. Mark Lewis, another try, no. Goes to Fournier, shoots, and it was a chance out front again, but Asselin just couldn't get a hold of that puck.
Oh, intelligence there from Fournier. He is shooting for the deflection. It's a slap pass to the front of the net. Both Bentivolio and Asselin had a chance to tip that in, but just missed. But there's a lot of guile and hockey skill on this line with Fournier at the back end, Bentivolio and Asselin up top.
Morissette gets that one in, but it won't create another chance as the clock is against the Devils. This one finishes 3-2, so it was a 1-goal game after the first, and it's a 1-goal game after the second, and despite all of the pressure, all of the zone time, and all of the shot count favouring the Devils, they find themselves only 1 goal up against a resolute Manchester Storm side that can take a lot of heart from this performance, and who knows, they might even pick up some points the way they're playing and the way they've found a way to get behind this Devils defence, which right now is showing signs that however dominant they are offensively, and when they have possession of the puck, John, you've always got a chance of scoring against the Cardiff Devils.
You do, simply because you have defensemen who do want to jump into the play, and maybe there's just a little bit more license tonight, and the defensemen have been let off the leash a little bit, but it's all about good habits, and right now the Devils defense look great going forward and are really jumping into the play, but they have been a little guilty of both turnovers and leaving a little bit of space in behind, and the Storm have capitalized on that twice. So I think Andrew Lord, whose attention to detail is so key, will want to reinforce that message that you've still got to do the basics.
So we're 5-on-5 to start this third period here. David Bryant is out there with Culligan and Haddad for the Devils, and looks like Jack Prince. Oh, my apologies, it's Heatley who's on the draw there. Bissonnette there. Prince is on the wing on this line for the Storm. Swindlehurst will finish a hit in the corner, who's out there with Dallas Earhart, and Chris Culligan has it now. Culligan will work hard in the corner, and this one's going to be an interesting final period here, as for all the dominance the Devils have had, the Storm are very, very much in this game, and they've got the offensive firepower to create a goal out of nothing. Gleason Fournier has the puck now with a nice lead pass, but it's straight through the skates of Joey Haddad, who will put pressure on Varley, and perhaps lucky not to give away a penalty there, and get a battle in the corner, and away come the Manchester Storm. Sending that one into the zone, and chasing is Cody Carshea up against Andrew Hoffman. We'll take a bump from him as Hoffman will go to work, and a little bit of help comes from Taylor Dickin. Back to the point it goes, and Varley now. Varley fires, easy save for Ben Bounds, and we get a whistle.
Varley's a guy I've spoken about a lot, and so have you, Alan, and you made reference to it earlier. It's going to be an interesting mix from the Storm. They have got a couple of guys, mostly not playing tonight, who bring that AHL experience, Nielsen particularly. But then you get a guy like Varley, straight out of NCAA, straight out of Penn State University, trying to make a career as a professional. It's a new country, it's a new experience for him, but he looks like a very solid performer. He just does the simple things right, and again, I think the Manchester Storm, great recruiting there, great scouting, and they've picked up someone who they can trust, essentially, along with someone like Earhart. They can trust to just do responsible, sensible things and eat up a lot of minutes.
Yeah, and I think the Storm are hoping to have Jasinski and Harding back in the lineup next week. Nielsen, of course, we wish all the very best in his recovery from what looked a nasty injury, and if you got the stomach for it, you can see.
Not me, no thanks.
His eye injury on Twitter, and goodness me, what these hockey players do, putting their bodies on the line for their clubs, and we wish Nielsen all the best with his recovery, and hopefully he'll be back on the ice as soon as the swelling goes down. Perhaps in a face cage he'll be able to get it back out there. I'm sure he's the kind of player who'll want to get back out there as soon as he possibly can. Yeah,
the report, I think Dzinski, as you rightly say, next week. Valchek's about a fortnight away, and of course he's a key guy as well, drafted by Boston. He's a big face-off guy, and he's won championships in Poland and at the Elite League, ECHL level. So he's a big miss as well, the 31-year-old, and he's due back in a couple of weeks. So say our Manchester sources.
Josh Batch goes over to Scott Hoffman. Scott sends that one in, and the chase is for Bentavolio, but again Varley with a good clearance there, and there'll be no ice on the play, so Ben Bounds will get a hold of the puck, and the Storm manage to get some new players on the ice, as do the Devils, just to complete their line change. Lane Ulmer has the puck now, into the zone he goes, tries to find a way past Omar Pasha. Chances, they're fired in. Scott Hoffman was ghosting in the play. Batch will shoot it, and right now the Devils just need to find their a little bit more there with their shooting, because there's not a lot of clean shots getting away, and the Storm are playing well in front of Spanswick, who's grown in confidence in this game and looks solid in net.
I should also say Andrew Lord does not have a poker face. He's back on the bench now, and you can tell everything he's feeling at once. And at the start of this third period, he's pretty exasperated, and he goes down to speak to his defenseman now. Maybe he wants that puck moved a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and we did see the Devils get more direct in that second period. It's perhaps trying to be a little bit too cute in the first. They turned the puck over a lot to the Cardiff Devils, and they did improve with the direct players. Bordelot comes in with a nice hit, but again, it just sort of faded away, that intent early on in the period, as Fournier goes down, and in the end just makes a play up to Bordelot, just get muscled out of it along the boards. Out of the zone it goes through Gleason Fournier, and that'll be icing, and it'll come all the way back.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stale, low-intensity start to the third period from the Devils, and that's going to suit the Storm. Right now, the Storm's legs have got to be very, very tired. You think the Devils, although themselves having a long travel day today coming back from Belfast, should have a little bit more gas in the tank, particularly playing four-line hockey, that they could lift the intensity here and perhaps just blow the Storm away. But the Devils have come out with that intensity pretty low. And as a result, the Storm can just edge their way, creep their way into the third period, and right now they just need one scoring chance to make this a 3-all game.
Heatley wins the draw. That's fired through off the stick of Swindlehurst, but a good block from Patrick Bordelot, who straight to the bench and make a change, and the Devils might create something here. No, it's another neutral zone turnover, and Swindlehurst will go in, then get turned over himself, and then we get a bit of a battle as Jack Prince tries to regain possession for the Storm, which he does, and there's a battle out front there as the younger Harding brother is there wearing Adams' jersey, but it's a good battle out front, and then it gets sent through, and Andrew Hoffman there in a real battle with Harding out front, then slashes the stick out of his hand, and Harding has drawn a good penalty there, and then Hoffman looks like he wants to go with Harding. Earhart will step in, and that's great play from Harding.
That's fantastic play from Harding. He would not be moved from the front of the net. He's given away about 4 inches and probably about 50 pounds on Andrew Hotham there, but would not be moved from the front of the net, and just frustrated Hotham, and it was a retaliatory call there. Hotham slashed the stick, broke the stick, and it's a call for Dean Smith that he has to make, and that's just credit to Harding there in front. And also I like Earhart there coming in when Hotham tries to rough Harding up a little bit. You know, Earhart's probably only just met Harding today, but he knows he's a young guy, a young rookie playing on this roster tonight, and Earhart's the first guy there just to say, well, if there is going to be any trouble, I'm going to be the guy you go with. So credit to Harding there. He's taken the Devils' best defenseman and maybe their best player tonight off the ice.
Well, just before that broke out, I was going to comment that perhaps the only thing keeping people awake watching this one is the close score line. But we had a little bit of action there, and it does mean they're going to get a power play for the Storm now. So we could get a little bit more excitement as the Storm will look to tie things up in this third period. It's with Varley now, goes D to D with Johnson. Fires that up to Trabuco. Trabuco will send that one in, and the chase is there for Heatley. Of course, on a hat-trick is Mark Heatley, and 2 well-taken goals. You wouldn't bet against him getting a third tonight. It's there now with Trabuco. Tries to send that out front, almost banked it in off bounds, and there's a whistle with 1:36 left on the power play for the Storm.
Trabuco is a fast player coming off the boards there, create a little bit of separation and put the puck in front of the net. Looks like he took a slash on the hand. He's feeling that a bit, shaking it off. The Manchester Storm can certainly do without any more injuries right now. But again, crucial face-off. But the Storm, if they win this and get set up, they've got a chance to level this hockey game. And right now, the Devils have just got to kill off this penalty and then find a way to get their intensity back, because it's been lacking a bit at the start of this third.
That one was won by the Storm, but the Devils found a way to get it out of the zone. It's with Matt Bissonnette now. Matt Bissonnette gets that one inside, and Trabuco will get that one over the line, but it's turned over, and the Devils will clear through Chris Culligan. 1:20 left.
Versatility of Chris Culligan here, Al. He's gone back to playing penalty kill, defence on this penalty kill, I should say. He's such a valuable player for Andrew Lord, filling a multitude of roles.
Doing a good job there as well, and almost getting it out through help from Haddad, but instead it's fired through. Big save from Bounds there, as that was deflected wickedly in front of Ben Bounds off the shot from Johnson. Johnson then goes to Varley, a blast from Varley, but it's blocked out front by Heatley. You can see when the Storm get some of their higher end players on the ice all together, that they can create so much, and it's really only been those power play situations where they've been able to do that consistently. As Bordelot there almost, quite frankly, almost kills Johnson. But Johnson got out of the way, and Bordelow's trying to get his team going, John.
Well, but I'm interested there, Alan. Again, I'm going to bow to people at home and perhaps people watching in North America that know more than me. Bordelow doesn't make contact, but he does take more strides. Can you call almost a preventative charging penalty there? That's an interesting one.
That one sails over the top of Ben Bounds. Certainly Johnson wanted a call there on Bordelot, but it's good to see who might have another chance here. Bordelot skating in on Spaswick. And he's looking for another chance to make that hit. And he's looking to just say to his team, look, we need to get something going here with 5 seconds left on this penalty kill for the Devils.
I like the fact he's trying to get the intensity going. That's great, because someone needs to do it, and this crowd is reacting to it. It's just interesting there, and I'd like to improve my hockey knowledge. Bordelow has taken a few extra strides and has missed making contact. Could you potentially call a charging call on that? I'd be keen to know from the folks at home, and particularly the folks that watch in North America.
Good play there again as the Storm get that one into the zone, and they might get an opportunity now as then Hoffman gets physical, then a punch in the face, and we are going to get a call on the play here, and it is, I feel like the Devils might go on the power play here, but we'll wait to see how this finishes up. But the Devils are playing with perhaps a little bit of frustration right now, and we talked before about the great comments from Omar Pasha that other teams aren't going to feel sorry for his club. Well, the Devils have certainly tried to play pretty hockey tonight, John, but when it comes to the physical aspect of the game, you could argue that they have played in a way that they look like they feel sorry for the Storm being short bench, because the physicality has only really appeared in the last 30 seconds or so. Yeah,
and that's why Bordelot is in the team. He's an NHL player, but he's a fourth-line role player, and maybe that's been missing a little bit tonight, and credit to him, he set the tempo there, and I'm still wondering out loud whether a penalty could have been called on the play. Certainly Trevor Johnson thinks so. But from there, the Devils did raise the intensity, the physicality. And you're absolutely right, Al. The Devils are a blue-collar team that can play pretty hockey, but need to play with that chip on their shoulder as well. And that chip on their shoulder has been missing tonight. And I always feel the Devils game suffers when that occurs. And I think you feel the same.
Well, the Devils are going to get 2 minutes of power play time here. We get a replay here of that Bordelot near hit.
Well, he's taking strides that he doesn't make contact, but it is a charge. Again, I'm pleading naivety here. I'm actually asking for help from guys at home. Does there have to be contact for there to be a charging penalty there? Because I think the actual action is charging. So he certainly takes a number of strides to try and go in and make that hit.
Nadskam is going to serve the penalty. He doesn't kill penalties for the Storm, Nadskam. It wasn't him who took the penalty, but he's going to serve the 2 minutes for roughing. Heatley does well to get the puck away, but chasing it is Morissette, the captain. The Devils look like they're playing with a little bit more intensity here. It's back with Mark Richardson now. Richardson over to Guillaume Doucette. Now it goes back behind the net to Joey Martin. Out there now is Andrew Hoffman. Back to Martin. Now it's there again for Morissette. Walking out front. Morissette, and he had a beauty of a finish against Belfast from close range, but he couldn't replicate that there. Martin gets it back to Hoffman at the point. Hoffman, though, will look to walk in. Still with Andrew Hoffman. Now he goes back to Martin, who's taken his place. Martin with room. Instead, Richardson fires, but it was just didn't quite come together for Mark Richardson, and the Storm will get a chance to clear through Heatley, which they do so. With 1:05 left for the Devils on this power play, it's turned over in the neutral zone. Heatley does the job again for the Manchester Storm, and they'll get a wholesale change there, killing this one.
Good puck movement there from Hotham and Martin at the top of the blue line. Opened it up for Richardson on the backdoor one-timer. Richardson's been hitting those cleanly so far this season. Didn't come off there. He had the whole short side to shoot at. Spanswick had given him some room. Fournier
sent Jack Prince flying and then had the puck, lays it off for Bentivolio. Now it's down low. Still out front, but can't find a way there. It was Patrick Asselin who has the puck, then Joey Haddad. Haddad back to Asselin. It escapes him and goes over to Sean Bentivolio. Prince comes in on him. Pasha there too, but it's back on the point. Now a chance. Haddad walks in. Haddad shoots. Good save from Spanswick there, as there was really nowhere to aim for Joey Haddad. 15 seconds left for the Devils on this power play. Over the far side, it's fired across, and a good clearance and a great kill for the Storm. We've got about 5 seconds left to see this one out. Lane Ulmer now into the zone, back with Sean Bentivolio, under pressure from Heatley, who seems to be out there permanently, and he's going to take a penalty there, and that seems like a bit of a soft one to me, but it's going to be a high stick in call, and the Devils will go straight back on the power play.
Yeah, that's maybe just a little bit of tiredness there, getting caught behind the play a little bit, and the stick comes up, and it's going to be a high sticking call. Unfortunate for the Storm, having just killed one off and maybe getting back to 5-on-5 hockey, but Heatley goes to the penalty box, and just maybe a little bit fatigued there. He couldn't quite get his legs moving, and it is this time of the game when you're short bench and you've played a lot of hockey that the penalties perhaps might start to come against you because the legs just aren't quite doing what the mind want them to do.
So the Devils will put pressure on again. They look to come out of the corner, but good play from Bissonnette, who read that so well. And just to get the puck away from Spanswick. Still there for the Devils now. Chance out front. It's there for Doucette, and it just couldn't find a way onto his stick as he fanned on that one. Doucette fires cross ice, but it's not there for Martin. Goes back to the point. Hoffman through traffic. Deflected play, and another sharp save from Spanswick. Still 3-2, 1:35 left on this power play.
I've got to tip my hat to Spanswick. I thought he had a very tentative start, and I'd still like to see him challenge that second goal a little bit more. But since the midway part of the first period, he's been very, very good, and it's great for the Manchester Storm that they now have a backup netminder they can rely upon, so Clemente can have some nights off. Spanswick has certainly grown into this game and thoroughly impressed me tonight.
Mark Richardson goes D to D with Andrew Hoffman. Hoffman makes a nice pass to Martin, who has time and space. Now Martin in on goal, puts the brakes on, goes back to the point with Mark Richardson. Richardson then back to Martin. Now it's down low with Jake Morissette. Morissette back to Martin. Fired through. Chances still out for a back and try. They score! Guillaume Doucette.
And Guy Doucette continues his scoring spree. Good patience here from the Devils, working the puck all around the zone. And that's just an opportunist goal as that puck sort of bobbles and bounces around that blue paint slot area. And Guy Doucette, the master sniper, he just senses that opportunity. It's a quick backhand release. Spanswick has no chance with that. The hardest shot in hockey to stop, especially when it's that quick, off the tape, off the stick. And Guy Doucette continues his scoring form, and the Devils finally open up a little bit of a 2-goal cushion in this third period, and perhaps the penalties just killed the Manchester Storm a little bit.
Doucette's 8th of the season. He leads the Devils in that category now, and he's just come alive in recent weeks as Guillaume Doucette. Scott Hoffman fires through, deflected play, and Spanswick fends that one off. Just over 10 minutes left then in the third. 4-2 Devils. Haddad goes cross ice, tipped out for a good save again. There's a deflection out front there from Haddad, and Spanswick made the save. We're back to 5-on-5, of course, after the power play goal for Doucette.
And I'm very grateful for, I'm not sure which viewer has texted this in, but...
Stacey has sent it to us.
Oh, Stacey, thank you very much, and hope the little one is coming along well. Charging is, in terms of Rule 42 of the NHL rulebook, dictates that charging shall mean the actions of a player who, as a result of distance travelled, shall violently check an opponent in any manner. So the fact that the check wasn't laid, you assume means the penalty couldn't be called, but every other thing there was to merit a charging penalty. But Bordelow missed the check, so was a little bit of a lucky boy. But thank you to Stacey for educating me. As ever, a woman makes me look good.
Scott Hoffman has the puck, turns it over, but he'll read the play well and go back and get a hold of it. Jack Prince did a good job as Gleason Fournier now has it. Fournier with a nice pass, but again it just skips over Chris Culligan's stick, and that's happened a few times tonight. The pass has looked a good one, but hasn't been corralled. Sent through by Fournier, good sharp save again, and Johnson will come away with the puck for the Storm. Johnson up to Varley, he's got to work hard. Then Culligan just takes an elbow in the face. It was accidental, but we are going to get a whistle on the play as the elbow came up in Culligan's face there. It was certainly an accidental play that Dean Smith didn't see. There is blood on the ice, though.
It was certainly accidental in terms of Varley just trying to win the puck, and he turns into Culligan, but the elbow is up, and it catches Culligan flush on the jaw, and it looks like there's a little bit of blood. And Chris Culligan just back to the forward lines tonight as we see a replay coming up on the screens. You'd hate for him to maybe pick up an injury here or lose some ice time, but just on the turn there, Varley catches him on the elbow, so you got to say that probably should have been a penalty, although the intention wasn't there. But hate for Culligan to miss a shift or maybe have any problems there just as he's trying to reclaim his spot in the forward lineups. He's done very, very well tonight.
Luke Piggott sent that one around for Patrick Bordelow up against Dallas Earhart, and Josh Batch then just got... Oh, he did well in the end, did Josh Batch, and Bordelow will send that one around for Piggott, who's out there with Myers and Bordelow. Bordelow, though, gets turned over, and Josh Batch will go back to collect the puck. Batch is out there with Richardson, so we're certainly seeing lines mix and match here. Might be a chance now, as it was a good shot from Bordelow, and Piggott had a second up try, but then we're going to get a call on the play here.
Yeah, it's going to be a slashing call, Al. It was just at the... it was a little bit of a lazy play at the blue line there on, Bordelow, and the puck was just in between his feet a little bit. He was in a puck battle, and his legs weren't moving, and he slapped down on the... or slashed down on the Manchester player, and this is going to be a big chance now for the Storm. With around about 8 minutes left in this third period to bring themselves back into it. This power play, you think, might be crucial in terms of the outcome of this game. If the Storm can get a little bit of jump, a little bit of life from this, Al, they've got time on the clock to get themselves right back in the game.
Storm win the draw there. Taylor Dickin, who has the puck again now. Dickin just sends that one down low. Back with Dickin again now, in the point. Cartier, now Dickin again. Fires it through, deflected over. Jack Prince the chance! They score!
Yeah, Cartier and Dickin there just playing catch at the blue line and opened up that angle, and it's Prince in that slot area, the big body presence. The puck kind of pinballs a little bit, but he has the presence of mind to stay with it and just creates a bit of separation away from the two Devils defensemen and swings on that and scores a nice goal. Bounds trying the poke check, so his stick is away from his pads, so there's room between the pads, the 5-hole there, and it's just good hockey IQ from Prince to stay with that play.
Well, we saw Prince score 2 goals for Team GB at Ice Arena Wales against Norway, getting into those areas, John. He's a big body, and he's certainly been a huge plus, and particularly in the Challenge Cup for the Storm as well, has really flourished when it comes to scoring points. So it's a 1-goal game again. The Storm right in this, it seems every time they get an offensive opportunity, they're making it count.
And you've got to think how that bodes well when they've got their full team back. They look like a good offensive team. They've been sort of reduced in terms of chances tonight, but the chances they've had, they've largely taken. When they get their high-end players back, this could be a fun team to watch.
Lane Ulmer has the puck now. Ulmer back to the point. Andrew Hoffman. Andrew shoots, deflected out front. Still there, the puck is loose. Trying to bat away at it was Shaw Bentivoglio, but again, strong play right at the top of his crease from Spanswick.
Yeah, very good from Spanswick. I would like to see Andrew Lord ride with these lines for a little bit going into next weekend. I think I've seen plus points tonight from Maslin and Bentivoglio. They're so intelligent, so creative together. Lane Ulmer at some point has got to be the recipient of that and really get his scoring streak going. And it's this line on the ice right now who's really impressed me. Bryant, I think, has been a revelation moving up the lines a little bit. I think his puck protection, puck control is so good. Haddad's been going to the net, and Culligan's just intelligent, does the little things right. I'd like to see this line stay together.
It's Haddad who has the puck now, and chasing it is Gleeson Fournier up against Omar Pasha, who takes a bump. Now Joey Haddad. Haddad sends that around the boards. And then a collision there. David Bryant. Apologies, Haddad did so well to get the puck away from Dean Smith there, who was as effective as a Manchester Storm defenseman on that occasion. Here's Haddad now again with the puck.
See, this is Devils hockey down low. This is what this line can do. Culligan and Haddad playing so well down low there. We've seen Brian protect the puck in that area as well, and the ability to bring it out in front of the net. This line can really go to work for the Devils.
And it just takes that pressure off again. Chance out front, trying to kick it in was Gleeson Fournier. That one wouldn't have counted. But the Devils again just able to keep that zone time and put pressure on these surely fatigued Manchester defence as Doucette is on the ice. Doucette walks out of the corner and gets taken out of the play cleanly there. But the Devils were able to get one or two players on there that weren't on that original shift. But Doucette will work again now, trying to get into the zone as Manchester can't get a full sail change. Here's Paul Phillips, though, the captain, who gets that over to Omar Pasha. Now skating at speed is Pasha. Over the line, shoots, and well saved by Ben Bounds there. Pasha will chase the deflection. Andrew Hoffman has lost a stick, but Josh Batch will do well to get that out. And here's Joey Martin with a heads-up skating style from Joey Martin. Gets it in and will chase his own puck around Dallas Earhart, who loses an edge. Then coming in to help out was Jake Morissette. Now it's with Andrew Hoffman. Hoffman keeps that one in just about, and Morissette will get a hold of it now. Morissette back to the point with Josh Batch. Batch will just get that over to Morissette. Devils mostly running with 5 D-men here, as we're right, Lewis, we haven't seen, if at all, in this final period, John, and perhaps that's something as well, just in terms of the continuity and cohesion back there for the Devils, just going to those 5-men unit, which means that the odd number, of course, different players going out with each other each time.
I'm glad I wasn't imagining things, because as soon as I mentioned that in the second period, he came back in to take some shifts, but we also haven't seen a whole lot of the fourth line who are out now, and you would have thought going against a team with 3 games in 3 nights, maybe the fourth line would have had more prominence tonight for the Devils, but
yeah, you saw that slash from Bordelow earlier, and then the big charge, which wasn't in the end. Is that possibly a sign of frustration there? This line hasn't seen a lot of ice time at all. Bordelow's getting a go now with Haddad and Myers.
I think so. You think of a player of Matt Myers' caliber and capability. Patrick Bordelow's an NHL player. You know, I'd be surprised if they've had sort of
Scott Hoffman shoots and through traffic is still there, and getting a hold of it there with Spanswick.
You know, whether the ice time's even a wrap around the 10-minute mark for them tonight, I'd be surprised. There's got to be a little bit of frustration there, and Matthew Myers has not been putting points on the board so much this season, so maybe there's a confidence issue there. Maybe Andrew Lord is trying to send a little bit of a message, but certainly for Patrick Bordelow, he came here to play hockey, and for only to take maybe around about 10 minutes of game time tonight, you've got to think he's going to be frustrated, but Andrew Lord always says you've got to earn your spot.
Here's Gleeson Fournier walking in, shoots and scores! A beauty of a goal from Gleeson Fournier, the kind of goal only he can score perhaps. Devils get a 2-goal lead again.
Yeah, that is highlight reel. We do have some protestations right now from the Manchester Storm, so whether they thought there was a pick on that play or some interference, we'll wait to see on the replay. But in terms of the goal itself, Fournier, that was a beautiful skating stride, stepping inside, and what a rasping wrist shot to the top right-hand corner. So we wait to see the replay. Was it maybe a call of interference? Matt Myers maybe not allowing a player to come out and challenge? We we'll have to catch after the game with Coach Pasha, perhaps what the unhappiness was on that goal. But in terms of the goal itself, you're absolutely right, Al. Thing of beauty from Fournier, stepping inside and a rasping wrist shot to the top corner.
Lead pass there from Scott Hoffman, tipped in by Lane Ulmer. Pasha will chase, and it's Ulmer who has it now, gets it around to Patrick Aslin. Out front there was Bentavolio, but it didn't find him. And away come the Storm again, this time through Cody Cartier. Cartier sends that one in, skating with Gleeson Fournier. Big bump on Fournier in the corner. Dickin is there too, and stepping into the play is Pasha's. Perhaps the Storm are going to throw something at this now as we enter the final moment. Shot comes in, wide of bounds, doesn't know where it is. And the Devils do get a hold of the puck through Scott Hoffman, who settles things down. Then a big hit comes in from Cartier, and Hoffman is going to get called for that one, for the retaliation.
Again, it's a retaliatory play, and Scott Hoffman has had a good night back in the lineup tonight, but it's a roughing call, and it's maybe a little bit of a needless call because the Storm, you think, haven't got much life left in them, but this gives them the chance to get a little bit of jump on the power play, and again, maybe close this game to a one-goal game with a little under 5 minutes remaining. So this is a big opportunity for the Storm, and it just gives some life back to them, some life back to their fans who have travelled down on the Sunday night. So a big couple of minutes coming up for both teams.
And it was a power play goal almost instantly last time for the Storm that got it back to 4-3, and they'll feel confident they can create something again. Storm with the #1 power play in the league, of course. Here is Varley. Varley goes up on the wing to Bissonnette, makes a nice play to Trabucco. Trabucco at speed, then puts the brakes on. He's got Johnson and Varley at the point, but he can't find either of them, and the Storm will have to retreat from the zone. 1:30 left to work with then, and they'll want to get the puck up ice as quick as possible as we approach the final 4 minutes in this game.
Great forecheck initially from Joey Martin, now from David Bryant. Probably killed about 20-25 seconds off that power play, just forcing the Storm to play in their own zone.
Again, a good turnover there as Bissonnette couldn't quite keep control of that puck, and Spanzic will make a nice play there to Varley, sets up an attack as Manchester Storm will get a couple of changes onto this power play unit. Prince sends it round. It was him who got the goal last time, of course. Battling well down low, chasing it is Nagsum. But the Devils get it out of the zone fairly easily in the end, and it's 45 seconds left for the Storm on the power play. Here goes Paul Phillips then. Phillips with a nice move to get around Bordelow. Phillips skating well. Looks for the lead pass, but it's just out of the reach of everybody in the end. Myers will go back with Prince. Fournier is there to help out as well. Keeping it in the zone was Paul Phillips. Goes over to Cody Cartier. 20 seconds left then on this power play for the Storm. Cartier is there. Back to Phillips. And now Taylor Dickin. Dickin back to Phillips. Good box from the Devils so far, and the pressure from Bordelow forces Phillips to mishandle.
Tired minds, I think, from the Manchester Storm. Tired minds and tired bodies. A few unforced errors, but it's a very good penalty kill from the Devils.
Back to full strength, fighting chances there on the doorstep. Pounds there with a Snow Angel eventually. Well, just about got a hold of the puck. That one was still loose for me, John, and the whistle came a little early.
Well, it'll be interesting to see a replay on that. Who is it behind? Is it Gleeson Fournier? Oh, sorry, Andrew Hotham, who I think has blocked that. I think that's gone past Bounds. Bounds has got a piece of it, but I think it's actually hit Hotham on the line, and Hotham saves a goal here. Yeah, it's Andrew Hotham with the knee there who turns that puck back inside. That had beaten Bounds. Bounds couldn't slow it down, and that's a big move, a big save by Andrew Hotham with still 2 minutes 46 seconds left on this game clock.
So we got just over 2.5 left then in this one. That one gets sent out of the zone. Chasing is Aslin. He's got Lane Ulmer there, but couldn't quite find him as it was a good back check from Matt Bissonnette. Now Trabucco. Trabucco sends that in, and no holding call on the play, even though Bentavolio had a hold of Trabucco's shirt. It was almost like a football play there from Bentavolio. Here's Patrick Aslin now. Lane Ulmer there too. Bentavolio is the third forward out there. And Aslin might get a chance here, but again, it's a good hands-up play from Spanswick just to send that puck away from danger, and we get a whistle.
Yeah, and with 2 minutes 10 seconds remaining, you think now the Storm might just be done, and credit to them tonight. They've shown a lot of character 3 games in 3 nights, very short bench, but they've really brought it to the Devils tonight. The Devils, Al, I think have made some pretty plays tonight, and there's been some good performances, some good moments, but be interesting to speak to Andrew Lord after the game, whether he thinks it was the 60-minute effort he wanted, and also whether the Devils were as direct as he wanted. Maybe they've overplayed some situations.
Yeah, I'm fascinated to see what Andrew Lord's review of this game is, especially from the bench, where perhaps he gets a little bit of a better look at things as well than when he's on the ice. Here we go for the Devils there. Might be a chance as Doucette will draw a penalty this time, and we're going to get another power play. As it just, the amount of special teams tonight. Chance for Hoffman though. Can he make something happen? Shot comes in well blocked out front. The whistle has gone as Pasha blocked it, but we've seen so many special teams, John, that perhaps that is a contributing factor to why the flow to this game just hasn't quite been there 5-on-5.
Yeah, perhaps so. And Dean Smith, and I don't mean this as a critical point because Dean Smith is a referee I like a lot, but I know it's only a 2-goal game, but maybe at this stage of the game, I'd perhaps have let that one run. It was a pretty minor infraction. I think sometimes the referees, in terms of game management, they could have just let that one go a little bit. I don't know. It's still only a 2-goal spread, and if the Manchester Storm got a goal and made it 5-4, of course everyone would be disagreeing with me. But another stoppage, another special team, which maybe wasn't wholly deserved there.
Wow. What a swing of the stick that was from Trabucco. It didn't get the puck out of the zone though, so in the end they do, and Bounds will get a hold of it. So the power play, unless there's a goal or another infraction, will run for the duration of this game now. And Bentivolio's got work to do, skating back. Good pressure from Heatley there, who's been mightily impressive for the Storm tonight, and they're still working hard in the final 2 minutes, despite perhaps his cause being lost. Storm win the draw then, get it back to Swindlehurst through traffic, but can't find a way through. It was Patrick Asselin who blocked that shot, and Heatley will be offside if he touches it, so the Devils will break things out through Gleason Fournier. Fournier around the plexiglass and chasing his Taylor Dickin, and does well there, gives Heatley a chance to get it out, but he perhaps helps the Devils a little bit and sends it back into the zone as the Devils make some changes on their power play unit. It's with Asselin now, who goes back to Lane Ulmer. 43 seconds left, that's the time to watch, as the power play is over 50 seconds remaining. There we go, the puck is cleared out of the zone, and Heatley is there. Might be a chance there, skating into the back door with Swindlehurst, and that would have made things interesting with 25 seconds left, but he couldn't get all of it.
Well, Heatley had to make the Saucer pass there to get it through the lane, and Swindlehurst tried to baseball bat it out of the air, and it couldn't quite get there. So Heatley, a great pass, but he had to give it air, and it just made it slightly more difficult for Swindlehurst.
And perhaps fittingly, it's the Devils' worst power play of the night, just to wrap things up in this one. It's been an interesting encounter, but with the buzzer sounding, it's the Devils who secured third place in the Challenge Cup group, a group which for a while there it looked touch and go as to whether they might qualify, but in the end Coventry were worse than the Devils essentially in this Challenge Cup group, and the Devils found a little bit of form late on. For the Storm, it's a wonderful achievement. For the second year running, they qualify from this tough Challenge Cup group, and they'll have a big battle against the Belfast Giants. But you can bet the way Omar Pasha prepares his sides, and with a few bodies back in the lineup as well, that's going to be a fascinating encounter over 2 legs as well.
It certainly will be. But Al, I've got to go back to that webcast that we watched, the Devils against the Blaze, when the Devils were 1 goal down with around about a minute left, and at that stage the Devils were really going out of the Challenge Cup, you would think, and the Devils caught a timeout. In fact, that was Jamie Elson on the bench because Andrew Lord had been thrown out of the game, and the Devils were able to tie the game in the last minute, and Patrick Asselin scored the 3-on-3 overtime winner, and that was really the turning point of this Challenge Cup group, because up until then the Devils really hadn't been showing their true form. And you're absolutely right. The Dundee Stars will provide an interesting encounter for the Cardiff Devils. Always a tough trip to Dundee. Mark Lefebvre's team are full of offense and got good goaltending in Joe Fallon. So that's going to be an interesting tie. And the Storm, Well, I suspect that when they get some players back, they will be an interesting match for the Belfast Giants. They'll bring a lot of speed, they'll bring a lot of offense in terms of creativity and scoring punch, and they've got some warriors in there as well. And I know Mark Heatley will pick up the Man of the Match award, one suspects those 2 goals, but I can't speak highly enough for Dallas Earhart out there. I thought he ate up a lot of minutes, along with his player coach Omar Passion, along with number 7 Connor Varley as well. But Earhart for me was a real warrior, unsung hero, and really a great pickup for the Storm. And also special mention to Philip Spanswick coming in tonight for the start. And after the first 5 or 10 minutes, I thought he had a stellar game in net, made a number of good saves. So he's certainly a youngster that the Manchester Storm can build on.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic performance from Spanswick in goal, coming in under a bit of pressure and did well in relief. Well, not in relief, he started the game of Mike Clemente there, and the Storm did have issues in that area last season. Kalemba played so much hockey for the Storm that it was a long season, faced a lot of shots, and the Storm do give up a lot of shots the way they play, but they also create a lot of offensive zone chances. Well, there we are, John. You've been trumped and of all weeks by Todd Kelvin, and it is indeed Spanswick who picks up the Man of the Match award.
Absolutely, and well deserved. He's right up there, I think, with Earhart and obviously Heatley with the goals, but I think just the character from him, young man coming in. I don't know whether it's his first start this year, but you would assume it's one of his first few starts at this level of hockey, and once he grew into the game, he produced a very good performance, and this short bench Manchester Storm team getting a well-deserved round of applause off the Ice Arena Wales ice surface here by both Storm and Devils fans alike. Al, that's a team full of character.
I always think in these scenarios, I always wonder whether a backup goaltender is pleased to receive the Man of the Match award in that instance, because he did a fantastic job, did Spanswick, but still allowing the 5 goals in the end. It's I don't know whether you would want that Man of the Match award, or whether you feel like it's the courteous thing to do, isn't it? Often?
Well, I always equate it to the Most Improved Player award in football, and I won Most Improved Player in football once, and I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know whether my teammates thought I was rubbish the season before. No doubt I was, but yeah, I take your point. That's always an interesting one. I haven't continued to improve, by the way. I'm still as bad as I ever was.
So we wish the Storm luck, of course, in that tie with the Belfast Giants in the Challenge Cup. Again, a excellent, certainly one of the big aims for a new club, and Neil Russell up there as the GM, to have qualified for the Challenge Cup 2 seasons in a row. That's certainly an aim that they will have had there. And Omar Passion and his club have delivered now 2-2, and really that's a fantastic fillip for a new club.
I just love what Neil Russell's doing up there. I love the publicity in the summer. There were link-ups with Manchester United, obviously the Justin Bieber publicity, and then he does everything. I understand today Neil's very kindly sent us a message. I think he's been at the hospital most of the day trying to sort out Eric Nielsen's care. So he really is a GM who does everything for that franchise, and he's got a coach who follows in his footsteps. So really like what the Manchester Storm bring.
And he also wears the best suits in all of the Elite League.
He's a good dresser. I'm actually asking Neil Russell to dress me for my wedding. I will be dressed by Neil Russell.
Perhaps there's a sort of a side business venture there for Neil that he could go into, in addition to all the other stuff, all his other responsibilities for the Storm. Perhaps next year we'll see Storm clothing, John.
Absolutely, Stormwear. And David Bryant picking up the Man of the Match award, and I think that's a great shout. David Bryant, he's moved up the lines, he's now anchoring that third line. I really hope Haddad, Culligan and Bryant stay together.